Welcome to the Urban Debate on Magic Bricks, now India's first property channel. I'm Faye D'Souza. Here are the headlines today. Big deal brewing in Pune. Private equity giant Blackstone joins hands with Punchshield to develop 2 IT SEZs in Pune. Blackstone will have 50% stake in the venture. It seeks to invest 2,000 crore rupees in Baner and Kharadi. That's a Magic Bricks Now exclusive. No relief for Sri Sri Ravi Shankar-led Art of Living Foundation. The National Green Tribunal has asked the organisation to pay the full fine of 5 crore rupees. The fine will cover environment damages caused by the cultural festival that the foundation organised on the Yamuna floodplains in March this year. Our focus, of course, is the crucial land pooling policy in Delhi that is still in limbo. 25 lakh affordable homes that could have been built by the Delhi Development Authority are in limbo because the Delhi government is yet to give its go-ahead for the ambitious policy. Now, along with developers, farmers and the opposition, Delhi's outskirts also demanding that the AAP government notify the land pooling policy. Deepa Rana brings us the ground report of what's going on.
A year after the Union Urban Development Ministry approved Delhi's land pooling policy, the plan to make a potential 25 lakh affordable homes in the city is still on paper. The plan is presently awaiting notification from the AAP-led Delhi government.
के 3 इश्यूज हैं. पहला 95 विलेजेस जो हैं उनको डेवलपमेंट एरिया जो है वो इनको डिक्लेयर करना है. दूसरा जो 85 रूरल विलेजेस हैं उनको अर्बनाइज 89 विलेजेस को अर्बनाइज विलेजेस नोटिफिकेशन करना. और तीसरा जो बेस मैप डीडीए ने तैयार किया वो रेवेन्यू रिकॉर्ड से उसको वेरीफाई करना है. तीनों मोस्ट सिंपल काम है दिल्ली गवर्नमेंट के लिए. सिर्फ एक फॉर्मेलिटी मैं कहूँगा, दिल्ली गवर्नमेंट का रोल इतना है कि एक फॉर्मेलिटी है, उनको सिर्फ फाइल साइन करनी है.
Land pooling was something that had been thought of for a very long time. Eventually it has been notified, and now not to make use of it to the interest of the people, especially those who are homeless and who need a home. For that, I think it's something that I would request through your television channel, Mr. Kejriwal, to implement it and notify it immediately.
Experts point out that any supply is welcome in the market and will eventually impact home prices.
Any supply, forget the percentages, because it's a good scheme where government also gets land to do development for what is required by the community. So at least or later on, if there is some things required for the for government to do for the city, then they have that land to be developed.
Not just home buyers and developers, farmers in Delhi's outskirts are also demanding that the AAP government notify the land pooling policy. Only recently, about 200 members of the Kisan Dehat Vikas Manch demanded that the government fast-track the notification because it has the potential to generate jobs.
हमारा ऐसा मानना है कि दिल्ली की जो सरकार है वो लैंड पॉलिसी को तुरंत लागू करे. जो 89 विलेजेस को शहरीकृत घोषित करने का काम है, जो उसने रोक रखा है, उसको अगले 45 दिन के अंदर अंदर करे, क्योंकि अगले 15 दिन में हम अब सारे देहात के लोग हम इकट्ठे होकर इस कार्रवाई को आगे बढ़ाना चाह रहे हैं.
Had the land pooling policy been notified, homes would have come up in areas like Rohini, Narela and Burari and more villages, but till now the land pooling policy has not been notified. In fact, the land pooling policy is also critical as it forms a major part of the Master Plan 2021 of DDA of providing 25 lakh homes to the citizens of Delhi.
Clearly then, for Delhiites who can't afford homes in the city, the only option currently is to trek miles away to Noida or Gurgaon for a home. Deepa Rana for Magic Bricks Now.
Well, that's an absolute travesty happening in Delhi. Home buyers, developers, now farmers, everybody wants the Delhi government to notify the land pooling policy. What is holding back the Arvind Kejriwal-led government? That's what we're here to find out today. Joining me on the Urban Debate tonight, Roshan Shankar, advisor to the Delhi government. Joining me from Delhi, a representative of the AAP government, Vijinder Gupta, leader of the opposition in the Delhi Assembly, Jayashree Kurup, head of content and research at magicbricks.com, Pankaj Kapoor, managing director, Lysis Forest, Ramesh Menon, director at Cartus Realty, and Tanu Malik, a home buyer who's been impacted by all of this. Now, we have enough people who've done enough research on all this that's going on. But I want Roshan Shankar to hear what Tanu Malik has to say, because you can hear from the rest of us, Roshan Shankar, but I want you to understand how the people of Delhi are being impacted by What's going on right now? Tanu Malik, आप बताइए, अभी आप गवर्नमेंट सुन रहे हैं आपकी बात, आप बताइए ये लैंड पूलिंग पॉलिसी आपको क्यों चाहिए?
बहुत ही सिंपल सा मैं कहूँगी, आई वुड से इन अ वेरी सिंपल लैंग्वेज दैट जस्ट टू गेट houses at affordable prices, the people, the Janta of Delhi need this land pooling policy. Means there is no reason, there's no reason our government is holding this land pooling policy. I just don't understand a single reason. I think they have no idea how badly people are impacted because of this delay in this policy. They have invested their hard-earned money. We are a middle-class people, and we have invested our hard-earned money in this policy. Because of this policy, we have invested in different zones. So I just want to know from the AAP representative, Mr. Roshan Kumar over here, and if Honorable CM is listening to what I'm saying today, I just want to get a simple answer, a concrete answer, that what is the reason behind holding this policy. That's it. Can you see the people suffered? Can you see the people who are suffering so much because of this delay? Do you have any idea how much people are suffering? I just want to know this.
That question to Roshan Shankar. Roshan Shankar is the advisor to the AAP government in Delhi. Roshan, this is the question we've been asking for a while. I'm glad you've joined us on the show. We've been asking the AAP government this question for several weeks now, and you can now give us the answer. Why hasn't the land pooling policy been cleared by the state government?
So there are a few different issues at hand. So let me clarify them one at a time. 1492 square kilometers of Delhi, this is going to affect about 300 square kilometers. So this is no very small policy implementation that we are looking at. So this is about 1/5 of Delhi, 95 villages. Second, we are also looking at a policy that is going, there's a lot of reverb in my ear right now, if that can be corrected.
We'll get that fixed, but go on.
If we can, so the second issue is that in Delhi you have the multiplicity of agencies, which is a problem because the Delhi Development Authority and the MCD are under the central government, and so is the Delhi Police, which I will get to while you are looking at grievances of individual people who have probably been
Roshan
hoodwinked.
Roshan Shankar, I don't understand how this impacts this particular policy.
Let me just clarify. This is the perspective in which you have to look at it, because a lot of these things have tendencies on things that are not administratively under us. Third point, in mid of 2015 is when the land pooling policy was finally notified. That was after about 2 years of being notified, and from notification to approval in the government itself, and this is something that was made in the ivory towers of the DDA. This has no relation to what planning and implementation needs to happen on ground. You must realize that there are 400,000 people who will be affected by this policy as is. So it is important that the voice of the voiceless is also heard while making
Roshan
this
Shankar,
policy.
while I appreciate that, nobody appreciates the voice of the voiceless more than me, I'll tell you. And here are the voices we've heard on this channel so far in the last couple of weeks. We've heard all of the farmers. We've heard the home buyers. We've heard research people who've done extensive research. We've heard developers. We've heard members of the opposition. We've heard people from the corporation. We've heard people from the DDA. Give me another voice that has not been heard on this very platform that we're here at right now. The only voice that is being heard for the first time is yours.
So I'll move on to answer your first question, which was what has the AAP government been doing in the last 8 months? The AAP government...
No, that was not my question. Roshan, that was not my question. My question is, why hasn't the land pooling policy been cleared yet? What is standing in the way? That's my question. It's a very pointed question.
It is exactly that. It is that you can't cherry pick the stakeholders who need to be heard from. Our 11 district magistrate offices, the DC offices, as well as our MLAs who are spread across Delhi, have been conducting meetings at the local level, which may not get televised or get news coverage. But it is important that every parcel of land is accounted for and the views of each and every person is done. It is a process that has been initiated by the Land and Building Department as well as the Revenue Department. And then in the next 15 days, we will have a consolidated report of each and every view in Delhi. It may be that some people like to make comments by just reading WhatsApp messages. Some people have their individual grievances, which while personal and important for them, do not take care of the macro perspective. So it is our it is our important
so you're saying,
initiative
Roshan,
to ensure that every voice is accounted.
That you're verifying the entire plan? That what the AAP government is doing right now is verifying the entire plan, going over it one more time, because you're not entirely sure that it's in Delhi's best interest. Is that what you're saying? So
I'll give you 2 or 3 reasons of why we are considering this. One, public policy cannot be made by a limited amount of stakeholders. So while even for this panel, for example, doesn't have a farmer, doesn't have someone who is intrinsically related to the land
let's
of
take
Delhi.
this one by one.
Fine.
Okay, Roshan Shankar, we don't have a farmer. We don't have a farmer, but we spoke to the farmers. We were the only channel. We were the only channel that attended the Mahapanchayat on Sunday. If you want, just for your benefit, let's play out that message for the AAP government that came from the farmers of Delhi. And in the meantime, I have with me a document.
I'll also say that there are 400,000 people who are related and living in rural areas.
Since you brought it up, this is a document that was released by the Mahapanchayat, which was a meeting of all of the farmers of Delhi that happened on Sunday. We were at that meeting. I don't know if you were. We were at that meeting. It beseeches the AAP government to please pass the policy, because it says, in the meantime, we have no access to subsidies and facilities because we do not have ownership of this land, because it's all on lease. We would like to have schools and hospitals in this land. We could have that if the policy was passed. We do not have that right now. There's a message from your farmers. It says the policy will increase job opportunities, it will increase connectivity, it will give us market rate on our lands, we will create affordable homes, we will be able to create farmhouses, we'll be able to create green zones. The government could earn revenue up to 2,60,000 crore rupees. We could create 4 to 5 lakh jobs. And I'll also play that out for you. If you don't believe me, here are the farmers of Delhi with a message for the AAP government for Roshan Shankar.
You don't need to play that out. I'll have...
No, let me play it out. Let me play it out for you. Play it out for Mr. Shankar.
की जो सरकार है वो लैंड पॉलिसी को तुरंत लागू करे. जो 89 विलेजेस को शहरीकृत घोषित करने का काम है, जो उसने रोक रखा है, उसको अगले 45 दिन के अंदर अंदर करे, क्योंकि अगले 15 दिन में हम अब सारे देहात के लोग हम इकट्ठे होकर इस कार्रवाई को आगे बढ़ाना चाह रहे हैं. अगर दिल्ली सरकार ने ये पॉलिसी लागू नहीं की तो हम इसके प्रति विरोध प्रदर्शन करेंगे.
राजगांव होने के बाद देहात की तरक्की होगी, किसानों की तरक्की होगी, मजदूरों की तरक्की होगी, लैंड लेस है उनको भी फायदा होगा. इसलिए हम यहाँ इकट्ठे हुए हैं कि सरकार से कहा जाए कि वो लैंड पूलिंग को लागू करें और देश की जो दिल्ली का किसान है, मजदूर है, वो खुशहाल हो सके.
आज तक सरकार से जो है कुछ इंडिविजुअल मिले हैं, कुछ छोटे ग्रुपों में मिले हैं, तो उनके पास समय भी नहीं बात करने का. कई बार ऐसा पता लगा हमें. तो अभी पहले कंझावले में एक सभा की हमने, आज यहाँ तिकीपुर में है, फिर इसके बाद एक नजरगढ़ में हम करने जा रहे हैं. उसके बाद फिर एक संगठन बना के, क्योंकि केजरीवाल जो है वो धरने से ही आए हैं यहाँ तक, तो वो धरने की भाषा समझते हैं. तो हम चाहेंगे कि उनको उन्हीं की भाषा में हम समझाएं कि ये किसानों की ये दिक्कत है.
एजुकेशन की इसमें कमी है बहुत ज़्यादा. कोई भी ऐसा अच्छा स्कूल यहाँ नहीं है. अगर हम अपने बच्चे का एडमिशन रूरल बेल्ट से किसी अच्छे स्कूल में, रोहिणी वगैरह जो नियरेस्ट स्कूल है, वो वहाँ एडमिशन कराने चाहते हैं, तो वो हमें नेगेटिव एरिया करके हमारे बच्चों को एडमिशन नहीं देते हैं, जिसके लिए हमारे बच्चे एजुकेशन में बहुत ही पीछे रह जाते हैं.
All farmers, all asking for the land pooling policy. Vijender Gupta ji, kahan ka voice of the voiceless? Are there any other voices within Delhi that need to be heard about the land pooling policy? और कौन से voices सुनने पड़ेंगे, विजेंद्र गुप्ता जी?
देखिए, फिर मैं ये बताना चाहता हूँ कि अभी जो यहाँ पर आम आदमी पार्टी से रिप्रेजेंटेटिव आए हैं, उनकी बातों से साफ हो गया है कि वो एस्केपिज्म कर रहे हैं, वो डाइवर्ट कर रहे हैं अटेंशन, वो डाइल्यूट कर रहे हैं. और उसके पीछे आज इनके यहाँ सामने आने से ये बात साफ हो गई, जो हम लोग इतने दिनों से सोच रहे थे कि इनकी मैलाफाइड इंटेंशन, और वो मैलाफाइड इंटेंशन इनकी सामने आ गई है. ये पॉलिसी सेंट्रल गवर्नमेंट की है, पहले इनको समझ लेना चाहिए. ये डीडीए की पॉलिसी है और डीडीए ही रिस्पॉन्सिबल है दिल्ली में डेवलपमेंट के लिए, हाउस होल्ड के लिए, फ्लैट्स के लिए, घर के लिए. दिल्ली सरकार नहीं है, ये रिस्पॉन्सिबिलिटी दिल्ली गवर्नमेंट की है, डीडीए की है. डीडीए एक पॉलिसी पे काम कर रहा है. सिंपली आपको उसमें अपनी एक जो प्रोसेस, पार्ट ऑफ प्रोसेस है, 95 विलेजेस को डेवलपमेंट एरिया डिक्लेयर करना है. क्योंकि जब तक आप डेवलपमेंट एरिया डिक्लेयर, ऐसे तो आप दिल्ली में एक भी मकान नहीं बनेगा. अगर गवर्नमेंट इस तरह से बिहेव करेगी तो लैंड पूलिंग नहीं, डीडीए कहीं भी अगर कोई डेवलपमेंट का प्रोग्राम डेवलपमेंट करना चाहेगा तो नहीं होगा, और दिल्ली में अगर होगा तो क्या होगा, अनऑथराइज कॉलोनीज बनेंगी। क्योंकि दिल्ली में डीडीए तभी डेवलपमेंट कर सकता है जब डेवलपमेंट एरिया उसको डिक्लेयर किया जाए, और अगर वो डेवलपमेंट एरिया डिक्लेयर नहीं होगा तो वो डेवलपमेंट वहां नहीं हो सकता, ये आप समझ लीजिए। अब रहा एग्रीकल्चर लैंड में क्या होगा फिर, तो होगा ये कि जिस तरह 2000 अनऑथराइज कॉलोनीज आ गई हैं, ना पानी है, ना बिजली है, ना सीवेज है, कुछ नहीं है वहां, ना स्कूल है, ना पार्क है, ना स्ट्रीट लाइट्स हैं, ना रोड्स हैं, ना हेल्थ फैसिलिटीज हैं। खेतों में फिर और मकान बन जाएंगे।
How will
ये
Delhi?
गवर्नमेंट मैलिफाइड इंटेंशन से इस पॉलिसी को रोक रही है।
How will Delhi? How will a city like Delhi, which is our national capital, see affordable homes? See affordable homes if we don't push this policy forward. At the end of the day, people of Delhi are driving to Noida, they're driving to Gurgaon. They're spending an hour and a half on the road every day when they don't need to. There is space within Delhi to build those homes, and just because Rakesh, just because Roshan Shankar wants to hear all of the voices, I'm going to bring in all of the voices, and I have three extremely respected, established research voices on this panel, Roshan. Let's hear from them, and I want voices from all three. I'll start with Ramesh Menon. Ramesh Menon, are there any disadvantages to the Delhi land pooling policy the way you see it right now? What is the biggest advantage to the city and to the people of Delhi from this policy? Ramesh Menon.
Okay, let me bring to fore a couple of facts which probably Mr. Roshan failed to mention. The Delhi master plan was notified way back in February 2007, mind you, about 9 years back, and the zonal plans were notified in 2010. So once the zonal plans were notified, all the lands in these so-called 95 villages have already been earmarked for urbanization. So that takes that point out of question that we need to discuss with the stakeholders. Having the zonal plan notified, we are talking about $5 billion approximately which have already gone in, besides what the farmers are holding to monetize someday in future. The AAP government recently spoke about giving a 20,000 rupees per acre kind of a grant for failed crops. Imagine the plight of a farmer. He's sitting on land worth hundreds of crores, but he's forced to accept 20,000, 14,000, 15,000 as grant for failed crops. Now look at the advantages that we are talking about. We are looking at 5 lakh people migrating into Delhi, which loosely translates about 80,000 dwelling units, which needs to be created every year. When the DDA, which is the agency to urbanize Delhi, fails to provide these houses, these residents are going to unauthorized colonies.
All right, I'm going to bring that same question again to Jayashree Kurup, and I'm going to get all three voices in. Roshan, let's hear everybody out. Let's hear everybody out first. Jayashree Kurup, you've been researching the entire policy for a very long time. What is the advantage for the people of Delhi, for the poorest people of Delhi, for the farmers of Delhi, for all stakeholders? What advantage will the land pooling policy bring?
It is an opportunity for planned redevelopment of the city. Today you find that there is no new land that has come into the city of Delhi, and as a result, if anyone has a limited budget, you're forced to go into places where you're not sure about the legality of the land, or you're going into the established Abadi areas or the village areas. This is one opportunity to plan the entire area so that there is all categories of housing that is possible.
All right, Pankaj Kapoor.
I have quite a lot of things to say. It's like, one thing is that we were also fighting pollutions in Delhi. And why the pollution is there? Because promoted...
people are driving to Gurgaon every day.
We promoted longer trips.
Pankaj Kapoor, I'm going to ask you a slightly different question here.
Yeah.
There is a lot of money being invested in Gurgaon and Noida.
Absolutely.
A lot of money for the future. A lot of money has gone in the past. Now, if this much land becomes available, if 25 lakh homes are built at 4,000 rupees a square foot, What happens to Gurgaon and Noida
No,
and to all that money?
Certainly, it will really impact adversely to these two markets, and that's where I can't really deny there's no developers lobby and push from the other sides. My own sense is like getting this policy implemented. It's going to be a big step to it, and why it is not getting implemented, why we are sitting down and keep talking about different stakeholders. We have to look at the holistic picture. Ramesh has mentioned about the plight of the farmer.
Pankaj, putting what you said back into a nutshell so that our audience can understand it. You are saying that if the Delhi land pooling policy is activated, these many homes become available within the city of Delhi, that the markets of Gurgaon and Noida will suffer.
Absolutely.
The developers who are building in Gurgaon and Noida will suffer. And you think that there is right now a lobby that is pushing the Delhi AAP government not to notify that policy?
I can't deny that. This clearly really comes out, and that's why we're seeing that for last many years why the Delhi no development was allowed, why DDA also didn't really go forward. It's only now Sheila Dikshit is standing up talking about that this policy should get implemented. It should have got implemented not today. It should have got implemented 20, 30 years back.
She didn't do it either.
Yeah, so my own sense is for the city efficiencies, for prevailing problem. 1.4 crore population is a complex population. You need the space closer. We need to reduce travel time. We need to reduce or bring the homes closer to where people are living.
People of Delhi should be able to live in Delhi.
Absolutely. And there's enough land available.
There is enough. There's no reason why it can't happen. Roshan, Shankar, you've heard all the voices now. I think I've covered all stakeholders. If I haven't, let me know. We'll bring more voices on the show. Tell me now, why has this policy not moved? Is there another voice you would like to hear?
No. So they've been very, very similar voices, and I agree that the broad-based stakeholders have sort of echoed the same voice. I commend you for going into the panchayats as well and the Mahapanchayat as well. Let me give you an example of why this false binary that's been created that, the central government has done all the work and it's just stuck at our end is completely not true. One, that just from the notification to being approved regulations, it took the central government almost 2 years to just have something on paper that was approved. We are in task of implementing that project on ground. And what that means is, it's not just an issue of land. It's also an issue of whether basic utility... Let me complete. I heard very... I heard very patiently. Let me complete what I'm trying to say. We are tasked, despite the multiplicity of agencies and the political discourse that is there, where we are in opposition and the central government doesn't allow us to do work, we are charged with providing basic facilities like water, electricity, and a whole host of issues. I'll give you an example. Dwarka was one of the latest new planned cooperative societies and areas that came up in Delhi. The DDA, with past governments as well, did not consult them, did not see how the feasibility studies of getting water, electricity to them would happen. And till date, till 2015, when our government came in, people in Dwarka, Palam, Najafgarh were facing acute water crises. So till we have a plan to ensure that basic facilities of education, health, water can be provided, how can we allow a new set of homes to come up?
Pankaj has a point. Pankaj, Gurgaon doesn't have water either, does it?
Yeah, it doesn't have the basic infrastructure. I tell you, instead of promoting illegal houses, my own sense is we should promote housing. And I think these things can be solved.
No, but Roshan Shankar, Pankaj Kapoor has a very good point. Gurgaon still doesn't have water, but Gurgaon has homes that people live in and people occupy. I mean, agreed that water is a problem. Water is a problem in all parts of the country.
We have infrastructure problem everywhere.
Can I jump in here, please?
It won't be. I don't think Gurgaon can be, please. Let's not make Gurgaon the model of development.
That is one thing. Then we started dreaming about, and we said that we will make that dream city where we have every infrastructure. We'll wait for those infrastructure to come. Till then, I'll ask people to continue living in slums. That's a very wrong logic. That's a different causalities.
How much of Delhi has running water 24/7, and is this a valid reason to not push the policy forward?
Not push the policy forward, no, but I do agree with Roshan on one point. Roshan, please let me make this point. I think I'm making a serious point. The thing is that when they planned Dwarka, and it was supposed to be the largest sub-city, they had planned for water from Tehri, which didn't happen. But because it didn't happen, what he says is right. That whole sub-city was existing on tankers, which is not an easy thing to do. Agreed, the planning has to be done. But Roshan, my point is this: by not notifying, are you any closer to the problem, to solving the problem? The problem exists, and you have to solve the problem. But by not notifying, there are lots of things that are going to happen, and I'll give you a small example. The Dwarka Expressway was supposed to be had planned the area for infrastructure. Because we delayed it inordinately, the new Palam Vihar, which I wrote about when I was in the Economic Times, came up as an illegal colony, and nobody did precious little to stop it. The same thing is going to happen with the Najafgarh area. You've notified the land, everybody knows there's going to be new development. If you don't notify it, what will happen is that will get encroached, and you'll again not be able to provide the same water and power that you're looking for.
Roshan Shankar, respond.
No, I have. See, we can go on with examples. So, for example, the GT Karnal Road or the area near the.
We're not talking about examples. I actually want you to give me a concrete reason.
Let's talk specifics.
Okay, give me specific reasons why this policy has not.
We have to plan for the city. That is the concrete reason. You cannot have an unplanned city and then expect the Delhi government to provide schools, to provide hospitals, to provide water, to provide electricity. If you don't plan for where the electricity grids are.
Roshan, you said the DDA reports to the central government. The DDA has been on board with this plan from the beginning. Right? The DDA has to provide the infrastructure. Are you saying the DDA is incapable of providing the infrastructure?
See, the problem is that we think that the DDA will do everything, but all that they care about is how do you get parcels of land onto them, how do you get in control of more land in Delhi. But we are charged on ground, the DISCOMs, the transmission companies, the production companies report to the Delhi government. If an electricity grid has to come, the permissions are all routed through the Delhi government. If we don't have a proper plan for each of those 95 villages, and this is something that we are doing in 8 months. As I'm saying, in 15 days, we will have a consolidated report of each and every village, each and every villager that will be at our divisional commissioners' headquarters. The thing is implementing this on ground, and I agree with the idea of land pooling. I agree with the social choice of land pooling.
Give Ramesh Menon an opportunity to rebut your point.
We have to ensure more schools. If more people move in, we have to plan for them.
We heard your point. Roshan Shankar, we heard your point. We heard your point. I want Ramesh Menon. Ramesh Menon has a rebut. Ramesh, go ahead.
Okay, I think Mr. Roshan is kind of talking about it from a satellite view. The factual thing is, when the urbanization of a particular landmass happens, you first create the master plan, then comes the zonal plans, then your local area plans, sectoral plans, and to the last probably square kilometer, the city is urbanized. So unless you clear the first step, how do you reach to the next step? Right? So the sectoral plans, for example, zone N has been divided into 40 sectors by DDA way back in about 2013. But they need to get these towards the notification. Zone P2 has been segregated into 13 new sectors. Now, if you look at Gurgaon, 2006 is when the Gurgaon master plan came up. 2007 was Delhi master plan notified. Gurgaon has already urbanized. We have already created 2,47,000 dwelling units. During the same period, Delhi allowed another maybe 2,000 unauthorized colonies to come up. Do you allow the capital of the country to be urbanized in this rampant manner, where illegal gratifications are recognized, but a formal urbanization process does not pass the muster of the locally elected government? So that is the question Mr. Roshan has to answer. Secondly, when he talks about water, let me tell you, Delhi Jal Board with JICA has been on the water master plan long before this government came into being. So let's not get confused that water, electricity, etc. needs to be provisioned. When a sectoral plan is being planned, all these things are taken into account.
Vijinder Gupta ji, Vijinder Gupta ji, the argument we are getting right now, Vijinder Gupta, the argument we are getting right now is that the AAP government needs to re-look at this plan from the beginning, क्योंकि उनको बिजली देना पड़ेगा, उनको पानी देनी पड़ेगी, and they're not.
We are not saying that we will. That's not accurately describing what I said. I'm sorry. I said we need to provision for the plan that they have in mind. We have to implement it.
इतना इररेलेवेंट एक्सक्यूज है ये कि ये इतना इररेलेवेंट एक्सक्यूज है क्योंकि ये पार्ट ऑफ मास्टर प्लान 2021 है और मास्टर प्लान 2021 ये कहता है कि 25 मिलियन पॉपुलेशन हो जाएगा दिल्ली का 2021 तक, यानी कि ऑलमोस्ट 2020 तक दिल्ली का पॉपुलेशन 2.25 मिलियन हो जाएगा, 2.5 करोड़। और मास्टर प्लान जब बनता है तो वो सारी चीजों का अरेंजमेंट उसमें रखा जाता है, ये सबको मालूम है। अगर ये देखिए, या तो प्लान ग्रोथ होगा या अनप्लान ग्रोथ होगा, लेकिन जिस तरह से दिल्ली में पॉपुलेशन आ रही है, आप देखिए पिछले एक डिकेड में जो अनऑथराइज्ड कॉलोनीज हैं उसका जो पॉपुलेशन है वो ऑलमोस्ट 35 लाख बढ़ा है, यानी कि जो अनप्लान ग्रोथ है वहां पर 50 लाख लोग रह रहे हैं। और जो प्लान सिस्टम से, जो प्लानिंग एक सिस्टम से डेवलप करने की बात की जा रही है, उसको रोका जा रहा है। और उसके लिए जो रीजन दिए जा रहे हैं इतने एब्सर्ड हैं, इतने होपलेस हैं, इतने मेरे पास ये, मैंने लास्ट टाइम भी ये दिखाया था, फिर ये पूरे पेपर्स हैं, डीडीए के वाइस चेयरमैन चिट्ठियां लिख रहे हैं, एक भी चिट्ठी का रिप्लाई नहीं किया दिल्ली गवर्नमेंट ने, एक भी, और एक्सक्यूज देने के लिए इधर आ गए। मुझे लगता है कि लोग अब फेडअप हो चुके हैं इस गवर्नमेंट से, इनके लॉजिक से, और ये लोग बहुत जल्द दिल्ली के अंदर इररिलेवेंट हो जाएंगे। इस तरह अगर इन्होंने इस तरह से एक पॉपुलर और जिसको कहते हैं कि रियलिस्टिक चीजों को ये अगर होल्ड ऑन करेंगे, उनको रोकेंगे, उनको डिस्टर्ब करेंगे, का प्लान डेवलपमेंट रोकेंगे, तो ये सब लोग सहन नहीं करेंगे।
If the DDA vice chairman has been writing letter after letter to the Delhi government, why haven't they received any responses? If
let's go one by one. I'd like to respond to all comments since all are sort of pointed at me. The first is someone saying that we are looking at it from the satellite view and that the DDA master plan contains each and everything that the city requires. True, but the thing is the implementation of the master plan has never taken place. For example, I will give you a very small example from the Jal Board and the electricity discoms. In the 2005 to 2009, which was the Congress government in Delhi, you had only 20 unauthorized colonies in total being reached with water. In our government in the last year, we've reached 220. So the thing is, again, on paper, you may have all the plans in the world that you want, but we have to ensure its implementation, which we have done much better,
I'll tell you what,
much more remarkably in this year.
I have
Second,
Satish
no,
Kumar.
I will give you an answer. See, the problem is that while very easily my malified intent has been questioned, a lot of other people's intent isn't been questioned. Vijayendra Gupta's government or his party has been in power in Delhi, but it's our government who notified that unauthorized colonies or new Jhuggi Jhopris will not be happening in Delhi. We struck down on that, and our district magistrates have ensured. Please go out to the records and see since 14 February 2015 how many new JJ clusters or unauthorized colonies have come up and how many came up during the Congress government or during the BJP government. So it is very, very false to say that, oh, we are for the poor or we are for creating this new sort of unauthorized colonies, but the data doesn't back it up. All the 1900 colonies came up during a BJP government or a Congress government. Even still, the MCD is run by the BJP for the last 10 years. Again, we don't have administrative control over them. Even the Hindustan Times report that your researcher sent to me was routed via the director of municipal bodies that the corporations hadn't given their stand on how they were going to do conversion. So it's very easy to read WhatsApp messages or just say that ye nikammi sarkar hai.
Roshan Shankar, do not accuse my channel again.
On the
do
ground.
not patronize me. Do not accuse my channel of not doing its research. We have all of the documents here with us.
I'm saying you did good research.
We have all of the documents. We know how everything has moved right now. I have enough people on this panel who've also done tremendous research on this, and just
I'm saying that your panelist research gets the BJP government, the BJP-run MCD to do what they have not done.
Voices. Since you asked me, your first demand was for voices. Satish Kumar Agarwal from Delhi is a citizen of Delhi, of your government. He has picked up the phone and called us right now because he wants you to hear what he has to say. Satish Kumar Agarwal जी, बताइए, आपको क्या कहना?
रोशन शंकर जी, मैंने क्या आप पार्टी को वोट देके गुनाह किया था? ये पॉलिसी में, मास्टर प्लान में सब चीज क्लियर। आप क्यों पब्लिक को टीवी के ऊपर गुमराह कर रहे हैं? आप क्लियर करिए, कब तक 89 विलेज को अर्बनाइज विलेज करेंगे आप?
Simple question that Satish Kumar Agarwal wants to ask Roshan Shankar. Kab tak karenge aap? When will the land policy? And if I'm not mistaken, there are two jobs that need to be done by the government. You need to notify the villages in question. The map is ready, everything is ready, the plan is ready. You need to notify the villages in question. The base map needs to be verified. These are the two things that need to be done. Now, it was moved from the Urban Development Ministry on the 26th of May last year. It's been a year now. How much longer will it take for this job to be done? I just want a deadline. Roshan Shankar.
No, I'm not in the convenient job of just saying whatever I want to and then not appearing on your studio again. The thing is that this plan does not incorporate, it's not just a revenue plan, it's not just khasras going from here and there. There are 400,000 lives which are attached to those farming communities, which are attached to them. We have been conducting massive level surveys, massive level interviews with people. Our DC officers have gone through all the records. Delhi for the first time, and Delhi is now the first state in the country that has a completely e-districted platform. So we have mapped each and everything within the last year, with the Southwest District being the first one. That happened about a month after that. No, so I'll answer the question. I'm not running away from it. There are 6 people on this panel all asking me questions. I'll answer it. What I'm saying is in 15 days, we will have all the district magistrates of Delhi who will submit their consolidated reports on data, on each khasra number, on each and every plot of land that is supposed to go into this land pooling, the views of the people there, and that will go into the land and building records. And they will put up a note which will go to the Lieutenant Governor of Delhi.
Okay, so that was a description of what the AAP government has done on the land pooling policy for the last 1 year. Ramesh Menon, you spent a lot of time researching this particular policy. Did it need this sort of research to be redone? Was the map already there as part of the policy? Had the stakeholders already been spoken to?
Okay, just on the side, don't go by my surname and the English that I speak. I do represent the farmers. All my 7 days of the week, 14 hours a day, I spend with the villagers. So I know what they seek today. So what they seek today is, is that they be allowed to monetize the only inheritance they have or the only wealth they have. I heard sometime, I read somewhere saying that, during the 70s, the politician used to say, keep them hungry, keep them poor, keep them stupid, and then keep winning votes. So those days are passé. The farmers want a good quality of life. You see, let's not forget the fact that if the DDA gets 45% or 50% of the land, depending on what share of land pooling will happen, all that land is going to be used for what? It is going to be used for infrastructure, water, power, sewer lines, hospitals, schools, social infra, physical infra, etc., etc. So let us not get into this fact that, if the people are not consulted, their development will lag. That's not the case. All that you will do is take the physical and social infra closer to the current villages. You cannot leave the villages surrounded by the high density development and keep the village out of these infrastructure. So this fact that the villager will not benefit by it is not factually correct. It's not factually correct.
Yeah.
Pankaj.
Yeah, I just want to add one more thing. We are debating, one side is land politics, another side, which we are ignoring is the land economics. Think in that manner, land which is situated so close to the South City or Delhi city center, and then I am putting agriculture over there, which is very low produce.
Yes.
And you are forcing farmer to continue doing it. I do not know whether the AAP government knows what is a kind of a agriculture produce this 700 square kilometer of area is giving.
Yeah, true.
And if they do not have those answers right now, then I think there's no research.
Okay, let's ask that question.
And then if it is unyielding and you are forcing them to continue living on the unyielding land, where there is a potential, then I think there's a problem.
What is the yield of the agricultural land inside of Delhi? What crop, what yield?
No. I'll just go one by one. Again, some people have the luxury of living from the satellite view, and I have the need to be on ground. I'll give you one example that I think Mr. Menon brought up.
Just answer Pankaj's question. What is the yield of the agricultural land
I'm giving you concrete. See, again, Ms. D'Souza, the thing is I have to be able to respond when 5 people post.
I will give you opportunity to respond to everybody. I want you to respond to this one question. The last 1 year of surveys that you have done, just tell me, what is the yield of the agricultural land inside of Delhi?
I'm going to, sure, I'll answer that as well, but I'll just lose a train of thought because I need to answer those questions as well. For example, in the last 1 year, we've been able to create, our dream was to create 500 new schools in this city, which was required for...
Roshan,
no, I'm not.
Shankar, you're moving away from the question. Just answer one question. If you spent the last 1 year, you spent the last 1 year doing surveys on the ground, what is the nature of agricultural land inside of Delhi? What is the yield?
See, I can't answer your question as you demanded. I have to go. There's a logical flow to it.
I'm the moderator of the debate. Roshan, I'm the moderator of the debate. I'm asking you to answer this one particular question.
I've been accused of various things. I have to answer them. I can't just answer this question.
I will give you an opportunity to answer everything else. I'll give you an opportunity. Just answer this one question.
I'll give you.
Do you know or do you not know what the yield is? Do you know or do you not know
Absolutely,
what the
I know what the yield is. There are people who are earning between 30,000 rupees to more than 5 lakh rupees. I have friends and I have people who are urban farmers in Chhatarpur. Who are urban farmers in Chhatarpur who are growing kale chips, and there are also people who are growing cucumbers, who are growing tomatoes, which are coming into the Delhi market. I hope that satisfies you. I have to move on.
That satisfies my answer. Okay, so here's my question then.
Sure.
You're talking about land.
So please let me answer this question.
Dwarka's average price is 45,000 rupees per square yard.
Let me answer your question. The other questions posed to me.
I do not hear.
Okay, go ahead. Go ahead. We'll come back to the agricultural yield, but go ahead.
Sure, just one small point. 500 new schools was our dream because that's what we had planned for and that's what we thought Delhi needed. In the last year, there have been 43 requests that the Delhi government has made to create a government school because the DDA doesn't make schools. It's the Department of Education. To make 43 different schools in Delhi. Not one of those things has been cleared. As a result, we have had to upgrade existing... No, it's had a lot to do with land policy. As a result, we've had to upgrade 200 schools with infrastructure that has about 8,000 rooms worth of it. So when someone says that the DDA has a master plan where everything has been accounted for, it doesn't account for the development that happens in Delhi. I gave you an answer directly to the question that you asked. I don't think that's
so you said, okay, I'm going back to what you said about the yield. You said 30,000 rupees to 5 lakh rupees per acre, growing cucumbers
I'm not
in
a statistician, but that's what I've heard in my survey.
On land, this is land, to remind our viewers, bordering south of Delhi. Okay, south of Delhi, Pankaj, if I'm not mistaken, 50,000 rupees per square yard.
Absolutely. If you look at it, it's ranging from 1.5 crore rupees to 15 crore rupees. Yeah,
it was 1.5 crore rupees to 15 crore rupees. This is the value of the land we're talking about. These farmers have to grow cucumbers.
No, and one more thing which I want to really add to this, like we need more land to have the prices moderated for Delhi. You know why we are talking about an unaffordability in Delhi, why the people are going in, living into the slums, and we are regularizing those slums and the illegal building. The reason is that Delhi has become so unaffordable. Why? Because we have locked the land. You need land release to moderate these prices to solve the people's problem.
This is something I want the people of Delhi who are watching right now to just imagine. The kind of construction that's coming up in Noida and Gurgaon, the gated communities with the pools and the gyms and the clubhouses where your children are all inside of that gated community and they have tennis courts and basketball courts. Imagine that inside of Delhi. Imagine that inside of Delhi, perhaps at 10,000 rupees a square foot. Maybe even lesser than that. Pankaj?
Absolutely. You know, if you look at this, is almost equal size of the developed Delhi. So
if you're talking about the 25 lakh homes that the DDA will build, that's just half the land. Absolutely. The other half will be private development, and we will have homes that will come up on the other half. And Prateek is on the phone line from Delhi. Prateek, aap bataiye.
Yeah, hi. My question is to Mr. Roshan Shankar regarding, I just want to ask, our government is in favor to pass this policy, yes or no? If yes, then how much time they required? If no, then if you are not able to finalize this policy, then why you are running this government? That take over to the Modi. Simple. Being a Dwarka, I belong to Dwarka, Delhi. So मुझे ये जानना चाहता हूँ कि आम आदमी को घर कब मिलेगा?
आम आदमी को घर कब मिलेगा? Roshan Shankar.
See, I mean, again, this false binary has been created that, see, AAP is against land pooling policy, central government is for land pooling policy. Everyone on this studio who ranges from a researcher or are realtors who are property dealers are all for land policy. I don't think that's true. The government is studying the land policy. In principle, in theory, land pooling policy works. and it has worked in many places. All the arguments of demand supply, all microeconomic theory backs it. But the thing is, we cannot live on paper. We cannot live on a National Bureau of Economic Review paper.
Which is exactly
we have
what
to
I'm
ensure
saying,
that
notify the policy.
The implementation of this plan.
Let's not live on paper anymore. Let's notify the policy and put it into practice.
You know, this is such a disservice to the...
It can only happen when we have planned for the city well enough, and we have to give our comments on what is possible and what's not possible. It may be true that 55 of these villages may be possible.
Yeah, I want to say something on this.
We can't live...
Means I really want to add some practical points to this, what Mr. Roshan is saying. I just want to say, अगर पॉलिसी को पढ़ने में ही इतने साल लग गए 2007 से 2016, तो इम्प्लीमेंट होने में कितने और साल लगेंगे? अगर इसको पढ़ने में इतना ही टाइम लगना था तो इसे इंट्रोड्यूस क्यों किया? आम जनता को ये चीज़ क्यों दिखाई गई दैट वी आर इम्प्लीमेंटिंग वन पॉलिसी विच इज़ कॉल्ड लैंड पूलिंग पॉलिसी? They should have made this policy public once you have gone through all the loopholes of this policy, ताकि आप लोगों के लिए इजी हो उस चीज़ को करना. आज आप लोग टीवी पे आके बोल रहे हैं कि हमें इसको पढ़ना है, उसको पढ़ना है. क्या आम जनता ये सब चीज़ें समझती है? हम लोग नहीं समझते. We are just normal people who were shown a dream by the government कि we will be providing you the affordable houses, and हम लोगों ने आपकी बात मान ली और हम लोगों ने गलती कर दी बात मान के. अगर आप लोगों को लगता है आपको इसको इतना पढ़ना चाहिए था, आप लोग वाटर सप्लाई, इलेक्ट्रिसिटी सप्लाई, एंड देयर आर लॉट ऑफ इश्यूज व्हिच यू आर वर्किंग ऑन. क्या लैंड पूलिंग पॉलिसी पैरेलल नहीं चल सकती उसके? मीन्स यू आर लुकिंग टू ऑल द इश्यूज लाइक वाटर, इलेक्ट्रिसिटी एंड एवरीथिंग, एंड यू आर जस्ट इग्नोरिंग, यू आर जस्ट डॉजिंग दिस लैंड पूलिंग पॉलिसी. वाई? सो आपको आइडिया है कितने सारे किसान इकट्ठे हो रहे हैं? आम आदमी पार्टी कहती है that we have come into politics to change the system. Tell me one thing where you have changed the system. कहाँ पे चेंज किया है? आम जनता सिर्फ वो देखती है जो उसे दिखाया जाता है. हमें नहीं पता आप लोग पेपरों पे क्या कर रहे हैं, हमें नहीं पता आपके स्टैटिस्टिक्स क्या कहते हैं, आप यील्ड क्या है, एग्रीकल्चर. वी डोंट नो ऑल दिस थिंग्स. वी आर नो वेयर इन्वॉल्व इन ऑल दिस थिंग्स. हमें सिर्फ ये चाहिए, आपने 2021 का मास्टर प्लान दिखा के जनता को सपने दिखाए. आज हम 2016 मिड में बैठे हुए हैं. क्या कहीं वो सपना साकार होता हुआ नजर आ रहा है जनता को? नहीं आ रहा. हम गए थे आपके पास कि लैंड पूलिंग पॉलिसी लाइए, नहीं गए थे. क्या जनता गई थी आपके पास? नहीं गई. आपने जनता को अपने बेनिफिट के लिए एक पॉलिसी इंट्रोड्यूस कर दी. आज आप अपने बेनिफिट के लिए उसे रोक के रखे हुए हैं. केजरीवाल जी कहते हैं कि हम स्वराज प्रीच करते हैं, विच इज सेल्फ गवर्नेंस. यहाँ पे कहाँ स्वराज दिख रहा है? वी आर स्टिल बैंगिंग आवर हेड्स ऑन डिफरेंट हायर ऑफिशियल्स. स्वराज निकाला गया था, स्वराज कहा गया था केजरीवाल जी के द्वारा कि जनता जो है वो अकाउंटेबल, गवर्नमेंट ही अकाउंटेबल होगी जनता को हायर ऑफिशियल्स के पास नहीं जाना होगा. पर आज सब चीजें कोई भी नहीं दिख रहा हमें. ना हमें केजरीवाल जी दिखाई देते हैं, ना हमें उनका कोई रिप्रेजेंटेटिव दिखाई देता है. हम उनको RTI डालते हैं, हम उनको ईमेल्स करते हैं, हम उनको ट्विटर पे क्वेश्चंस करते हैं. क्या हमारा हक नहीं है? Means this government is for the people, of the people, and by the people, I think, right? ठीक है. What we have been told.
Roshan, all other members of the panel are putting their hands up. You respond directly to Tanu Malik.
Sure. So first of all, I get that there is a grievance that a lot of house owners, people who are prospective house owners, people who have put in their money, hard-earned money out there, have. Secondly, the fact is that all these people who have had houses, and I have personal relatives, friends who have also invested in these dreams. The thing is, all of these have been illegal. The DDA has on multiple times said that the entire process is not over. The Congress government, when it was in power at the center, and the BJP are these people who have been discussing a policy so openly that many miscreants who are property builders, realtors, have taken advantage of it before it even came on to being formally notified. They have basically taken out the policy to the public.
The worse the problem is
I completely understand where Tanu is coming from. And
legalize the thing by approving this, right? Means it's a very simple thing. When Lieutenant has signed the things, when everyone has done, why only one sign is required to notify this land pooling? Then why we are sitting on this? Are we sleeping over it? मीन्स केजरीवाल जी सबकी सुनते हैं, किस लिए आम आदमी पार्टी आम जनता के लिए अगर बनाई गई थी तो आम जनता को तो यहाँ सुना ही नहीं जा रहा. वी आर
Tanu Malik, I have one more voice I want to bring in. I have one more citizen I want to bring in. I don't have too much time. Saurabh is on the phone line. Roshan Saurabh is on the phone line from Delhi. He has a question for you.
Let's
Saurabh,
discuss some facts.
Yeah.
Saurabh, go ahead.
Hello. Yeah, hi Roshan. I'm Saurabh. I'm a young chartered accountant, right? I have been observing your party and the policy for a long time, and even I voted for your party, right? So I just want to have an answer of a simple question. After you came into power, your party increased the circle rates of land pooling areas in Delhi from 53 acres to 3 crore rupees per acre. And then later people demanded all the Gram Sabha land falling in the land
he hit the nail.
Delhi. Right, and after negotiation...
I cannot hear him, sorry.
Okay, we'll increase the audio of Saurabh in the Please, studio that Roshan is in. Saurabh, go ahead, ask your question again.
Yeah. And like after circle rate issue, you people demanded all the Gram Sabha land falling in the land pooling areas of Delhi, right? And after a lot of negotiations, LG had handed over all the land of these areas on 29th of October 2015, right? Since then, your party has kept mum on the issue and you people are not replying. So I just wanted to have an answer. What was the relevance of those increased circle rates and why did you demand all the Gram Sabha land? It is as good as you betrayed the people of Delhi, right?
Roshan.
Well, let me respond. So the first things first. I don't remember the notification exactly, but the issue was that farmers who were trying to sell their land were not getting an appropriate rate, as well as the fact that there was a huge influx of black money, which happens only when circle rates are low. That was the reason why 53 lakhs to 3 crores, as Saurabh correctly pointed out. But the thing, again, I don't know why this false binary or this attack on the AAP government is being made, that we are against the land pooling policy or that we are against any sort of creation of new affordable housing. It doesn't relate to that. It's about planning for a city properly and ensuring that, see, tomorrow you will not have the Ministry of Urban Development, Mr. Venkaiah Naidu, when there is a problem of water shortage or a problem of schools. It will be the Delhi government and Arvind Kejriwal will have to answer for them again. So we are just ensuring that a policy implementation, and I'm not saying notification, we are not reviewing it, we are not looking at it from the start.
I got your point.
If it needs to get implemented on the ground, the Delhi government has to ensure that all public services are available to them. The homeowners are disgruntled. And
Roshan Shankar, we heard you out. Roshan Shankar, we heard you out. I want my panelists to now tell me whether they're satisfied with the answers. Vijinder Gupta, Roshan Shankar का कहना है कि कल अगर बिजली पानी नहीं आएगी. Roshan,
a single complaint against any of them. That's the real
Roshan, let me finish. I'm running out of time. Roshan, I'm going to have to ask my studio to cut your audio if you don't let me speak.
Public order on a media debate, but we are not accountable to them when we are administering them.
Okay. ये मैं आपको ये बहुत सिली रिप्लाई है, ये बहुत ही एब्सर्ड, सिली और इररिस्पॉन्सिबल एक्सक्यूजेज हैं, क्योंकि जब प्लान डेवलपमेंट होता है तो उसका कंप्लीट प्लान होता है, उसका कंप्लीट रोड मैप होता है, उसका कंप्लीट अर्बनाइजेशन होता है. अगर ये सब बातें जो बोल रहे हैं तो मुझे लगता है कि फिर हिंदुस्तान के अंदर ना कोई अर्बनाइजेशन होगा, ना कोई डेवलपमेंट होगा, ना कोई अफोर्डेबल हाउसेज बनेंगे. तो हमें ये आम आदमी पार्टी हमें 21वीं सदी से आगे ले जाना चाहती है या 18वीं सदी में ले जाना चाहती है? ये क्या चाहती है?
Jayashree, I'm coming to you. Jayashree, I want answers from all of our panelists.
कर पा रहे हैं, अगर आप बिजली नहीं दे पाएंगे, अगर आप पानी नहीं दे पाएंगे, आप इतने आप कॉन्फिडेंट ही नहीं है गवर्नमेंट चलाने में, तो आप गवर्नमेंट में हैं क्यों?
हम चला रहे हैं जी, बहुत बढ़िया चला रहे हैं, आपसे बहुत बेहतर चला रहे हैं, बेचारे हैं आप.
डेवलपमेंट आएगा आगे आने वाले,
आप अपनी वार्ड संभाल लीजिए, एक दो जो वार्ड
मैनेज कर सकते हैं. तो आपको तो लोगों ने गलत जीता है. ये तो आप लोगों के सामने
देखिए, लोगों पे और वापस सवाल.
हम एडमिनिस्ट्रेशन नहीं चला सकते. ये कौन सा एक्सक्यूज हुआ? एक प्लान डेवलपमेंट को आप कैसे कह सकते हैं?
विजेंद्र गुप्ता जी, एक मिनट.
इम्प्लीमेंट नहीं कर पाएंगे.
गुप्ता जी, एक मिनट. जयश्री कृपा,
आप प्लान को इम्प्लीमेंट करने के लिए कमिटमेंट करते हैं और प्लान को आप नहीं करेंगे.
Vijender Gupta ji, let's ask the researchers. Jayashree Kurup, are you satisfied with the answers we've received on this show?
Vijender ji, कोई लोग हैं जिनके पास तथ्य हैं, उनको बात करने दीजिए.
बेस मैप जो तैयार किए गए हैं, उसको वेरीफाई करने में कौन सा सरकार का खर्चा होना है?
ठीक है. Jayashree Kurup, are you happy with the answers you've heard on the show?
जी.
No, I'm not fully satisfied with the answers on the show, but I'd like to ask something that let's bring this conversation where Roshan can actually answer. Roshan, you said that all the magistrates are going to give in their replies in the next 15 days. After that, let's assume that you're going to notify the land after those 15 days, right? If that happens, what is the provision that has been made? It is going to be master plan. What provisions do we have for water and power so that we don't have a Dwarka-like situation in the new master planned areas?
No, absolutely. So, Jayashree, so the first thing is we've got, we'll be getting comments, and I've looked at some preliminary data, but we're getting comments from each of the 95 villages, from the people as well as the DCs, as well as the Tehsildars, the Kanungos, the Patwaris. We'll consolidate all those reports, and we will ensure that we have a formally, a very well-researched note that goes back to the Lieutenant Governor. The issue is that, as I'll say, as Vijender ji will say again and again, with the plan thaji, the 2021 master plan has a lot of things that are very well sorted, very well respected architects, urban architects came into that plan, but that didn't happen.
But Roshan, so Jayashree's question is fair. Since we took a year, we've taken a year, the year is gone, we're not going to get it back. We took a year to establish what sort of water, electricity, schools needs these areas are going to have. Now that we've done that, where is the water, electricity, schools going to come from? Have you made a plan?
Absolutely. I mean, the Delhi, each department has been doing its own work. We have, so for example, in education, the Right to Education Act specifies that you need to have a primary school within 1 kilometer of every residence, within 2 kilometers of every place. And we will have a comprehensive plan of what needs to be built in each of these 5 zones.
No,
we'll have
so you don't have a plan. Roshan, you don't have a plan. Ramesh Menon, are you happy with the justification?
Who will build their own flats.
Hang on, Roshan. Ramesh Menon, you came on to this show a week ago saying you wanted an answer for why the pooling policy has not been done. Have you received your answer? Are any of these answers valid and justified for you?
No, see, it's a generic kind of answering. I, for one, have no political leanings, whether AAP or BJP or Congress or anybody else. But let me tell you this, that, when urbanization planning takes place, you work on thumb numbers. When you talk about water, you say 125 liters of water per capita per day. So you work on that. So Delhi Master Plan way back in 2007 said that we need 680 mgd of additional water to be factored in. So when you talk about dwelling units, you take a number of electrical units that will be consumed per day. So let us still not say
my okay. All right, Ramesh Menon, I'm running out of time. Pankaj Kapoor, are you satisfied with the answers you received on the show?
I just see that there's an
people from the private sector are willing to help. I personally will like to volunteer my help and get this one through.
All right. I know that Jayashree will volunteer to help as well because she said so to me in person. Pankaj Kapoor, are you satisfied with the answer?
I'm not. It looks like, I'm just delaying the process and getting the excuse. One thing for sure, that you just can't solve the problem in one go. You have to initiate and begin. And that's something which I'm delaying.
Are the answers you have received as a citizen of Delhi, are you satisfied with those answers today?
Obviously, these shows means we are building castles in the air. The answers are like that. So we are not receiving any genuine, any relevant answer. I just want to spread this message. I just want to convey this message to Mr. Kejriwal ji, that if in case any protest happen and any damage to any human being or anything happens, the government would be responsible.
Okay, Tanu Malik, I beseech you to make sure that everything that happens from here is peaceful. That is not a fair threat to make at all. But Roshan Shankar,
no one would want to go like this. Means
Roshan Shankar, in 15 days, since you're promising me some sort of note that will go back to the Lieutenant Governor in 15 days,
it will go back to the Land and Building Department, yes.
Will you come back onto this show in 15 days and give us an update that you're finally ready to pass the land pooling policy? If you are, the same panel will come together. These are all people who want this policy to move forward. I want your word and I want your government's word. In 15 days, we will have a consolidated report and we will move forward on this policy. We will not sit on it any longer. Do I have your word?
We'll definitely not sit on it. We'll definitely.
Sure. So I'll say one thing, that the government has the will of the people and the needs of the people in its mind. We will ensure that affordable housing happens in Delhi. We are not looking for politics. Even if it's the BJP government that has notified it, we will ensure that it's implemented on ground if it's good for the people.
That's all I want.
I'm saying that in 15 days we will have a report. Now, whether it is 15 days or 18 days or 21 days, if it goes to land and building or if it goes to LG, now that's the sort of commitment that you're asking me. I'm not See, unlike my other friend who's a politician here, Vijender Gupta ji, I'm not in the business of making false promises. I will make promises that can be kept.
I have to wrap up this discussion because I've run out of time, but I will give everybody who's watching, including Thanu Malik right now, my commitment. We will not let this go. We will not let this go until we see movement on the land pooling policy, because we care about the home buyer, and the home buyer, the homeowner, is our final end game. If you want to join this conversation, contact details are on your screen right now. Get in touch with us. We will stay with the land pooling policy until we see it moved in Delhi. That's a wrap on this edition of Urban Debate. Thanks for watching Magic Bricks Now.